It's no coincidence that America has led the world in economic productivity, rising from a fledgling nation to an economic powerhouse in a relatively short period of time. For most of the past 2.5 centuries, America has been the leading advocate of free market capitalism. Remember, the greater the freedom, the greater the prosperity. So why have things gone backwards over the past 20 or 30 years? Ray Dalio gives two reasons for the change in trend. First, he points out that the American experiment, as it grew older, capitalists began to replace productive laborers with machines. They also moved production overseas, where labor was cheaper. Now let me quote Dalio. Number one, the pursuit of profit and greater efficiencies has led to the invention of new technologies that replace people, which has made companies run more efficiently, rewarded those who invented these technologies, and hurt those who were replaced by them. This force will accelerate over the next several years, and there's no plan to deal with it well. The second thing Dalio said is the pursuit of profits and greater company efficiencies has also led companies to produce in other countries and to replace American workers with cost-effective foreign workers, which was good for these companies' profits and efficiencies, but bad for the American workers' incomes. Of course, this globalization also allowed less expensive and perhaps better quality foreign goods to come into the U.S., which has been good both for the foreign sellers and the American buyers of them, and bad for the American companies and workers who compete with them. Dalio concludes, because of these two forces, the share of revenue that has gone to profits has increased relative to the share that's gone to the worker. And what he's saying is the capitalists are winning and the laborers are losing. Dalio sees this as creating rising inequality. Regarding the first point, he's correct. Innovation has tilted the scales to benefit capital over labor in many ways. But that should bless all of us. We should all be capitalists. In regard to the second point, yes, American prosperity has blessed nations around the world. Sometimes it is because global free trade benefits everybody, but sometimes it's due to unfair trade practices. IP theft, unrestricted warfare, all of this waged against American industry, basically siphoning our prosperity. But the solution to any of these problems is not to redistribute wealth. Rather, the solution is to redistribute opportunity. We don't need democratic socialism, and we certainly don't need crony capitalism. We need democratic capitalism. Let me explain. Wealth redistribution is deeply flawed as a concept. It destroys the incentive to create wealth. The real flaw in the system is that those with wealth tend to hoard the opportunity, and the societal institutions around them support that flaw. We built a massive regulatory structure that inhibits opportunity. The net result is that people are substantially poorer than they otherwise should be. One estimate is that the average family is 75% poorer than it should be. Consider this as published in Reason magazine. The growth of federal regulations over the past 6 decades, basically my lifetime, has cut U.S. economic growth by an average of 2 percentage points per year, according to a new study in the Journal of Economic Growth. As a result, the average American household receives about $277,000 less each year than it would have gotten in the absence of 6 decades of accumulated regulations. A median household income of $330,000 instead of the $53,000 we get now. Now get this point. Understand, it's regulation that denies opportunity that is the biggest cause of wealth disparity. The median family income should be over $300,000 per year. If it were, we wouldn't be worried about inequality.